What's up guys, Houndish here, and today was of course the big live stream where Bungie revealed what changes we're going to be seeing inside of Hotfix 2.5.2. So Deej, alongside a couple of developers, Greg Peng and Josh Hamrick, spoke about a lot of changes. We don't have official patch notes just yet, but in this video I'm going to break down everything they told us about the next patch. So there's a lot of information to go through. There are a few things which they haven't told us just yet, particularly regarding some exotic changes, but this information will release with the patch notes on Tuesday the 14th of February, so for now let's dive into what we've learned today. So firstly, they gave us some short demos while they spoke about certain weapon changes. There will be no changes to sidearms whatsoever in this update. They didn't mention fusion rifles or snipers in particular either, so perhaps no changes to those. They did speak about shotguns though, so they've reduced the magnetism and removed all aim assist from shotguns when aiming from the hip. There will still be aim assist when you're ADSing with the weapons, so there will be no hipfire aim assist with shotguns, which is definitely going to be an improvement. They've significantly reduced the in-air accuracy of shotguns, so if you're in the air, your pellet spread will be much wider. They have removed critical and precision damage on shotguns, and this is in PvE and PvP, but they have buffed shotgun damage by 20% in PvE specifically to compensate for the change. The Chaperone will still have precision damage though, due to its exotic perks, otherwise you won't actually get critical damage with shotguns in the Crucible. They've also increased ADS time by 20% on all shotguns that have rangefinder. Non-rangefinder shotguns will be unchanged. And in line with all these other changes, they've removed an old movement penalty with shotguns because the other changes should essentially be enough. Up next, we have pulse rifles. So they're reducing the rate of fire on the highest rate of fire pulse rifles by 7.7%. So Clever Dragon and Grasp of Malak are going to fire slower now, which will lower their DPS and in turn increase their time to kill. The effect of high caliber rounds on pulse rifles has been significantly reduced. As well as this, they've also reduced the base flinch of all pulse rifles, so they will cause less screen shake when you're being hit by them. All high rate of fire pulses have had a magazine size reduction, and this is to try and affect essentially god rolls of the weapon. So if you're running with things like braced frame on a Clever Dragon, for example, you'll have only 18 rounds in a full magazine, so this will especially nerf any pulse rifle rolls that have braced frame. They've increased the rate of fire on the lowest rate of fire pulse rifles by 5.3%, so that will increase DPS for things like Spare Change and the Messenger from back in the day. And then they've also increased the in-air accuracy of pulse rifles, scout rifles, and auto rifles to compete with the kind of in-air accuracy that hand cannons have. They did say that hand cannons will still be pretty much the best at this, but other weapons will improve. When it comes to auto rifles, they've increased base damage on low rate of fire auto rifles. They didn't actually specify what the numbers are here, but they've also increased the critical damage modifier on low rate of fire pulse rifles, so things like Soros Regime will be worth looking out for. If you hit your crits, they're going to kill pretty quickly, which is always good. For hand cannons, they've significantly increased initial accuracy, and they described this as year 1 status initial accuracy. Not for all of the shots that you fire, but the first shot. So you'll be hitting a lot of crits on your first shot, and they say that this makes hand cannons very, very good. Final accuracy will remain the same as it is currently though, so essentially you want to pace your shots as much as possible for the best performance. They have, however, removed base range of all hand cannons by around 5 meters to compensate for how hand cannons are now performing. So you'll see increased damage fall off at range, and damage will drop all the way down to 33% of your maximum damage potential, so hand cannons will not be effective at extreme ranges, but inside of their effective range, the idea is that they'll be very good. There are also some interesting changes to the special ammo economy, so all players will now start a match with special ammo, but when a player dies, they will lose all special ammo, just like what happens when you have heavy ammo in PvP. To balance this out, special ammo boxes will now spawn every 60 seconds in a game, so there should be regular opportunities to pick up special, but again, when you die, just like heavy ammo, you're gonna lose that special ammo. So that's a pretty interesting change. Let me know what you guys think below. On top of this though, special ammo boxes are now shown from 75 meters away as opposed to 100 meters away, so they won't actually pop up on the hood unless you're a little bit closer. In Trials of Osiris, you'll essentially see the same system. For weapons like Icebreaker and Invective, they're still going to regen their ammo, and very interestingly, sidearms will always spawn with fresh ammo just like they do now, so there's going to be no change to sidearms, which is very likely to make them pretty popular. So up next we have a few class changes, and they were a little bit brief about what all of these things are, but of course we will get the patch notes. But they say Hungering Blade now immediately starts health regeneration, but your shields will not regen to full health after every kill. So you basically get a portion of your health and shield as opposed to all of your health and shield over time, and this will happen a little bit quicker than it previously did. The Gunslinger's throwing knife will now deal solar damage. I always assumed it already did. Apparently it didn't, and now it does. This is something that they've aimed at PvE content, so when you've got solar burn on, it's going to be pretty nice. Up next though, they've reduced the Stormcaller melee's max range to be closer to the range of the other Warlock subclasses, so they're trying to add more options in that department. Also, if you opt for Landfall on the Stormcaller subclass, then your super energy will run out sooner inside of that particular super usage. So a couple of kind of hefty nerfs right there to the Stormcaller. Up next, the Titan, the Juggernaut shield, now runs out much sooner after it's been activated. They didn't specify the timing or the numbers here, but also Jug Shield will not activate in mid-air, so it will only activate from the ground, and it will also run out sooner, so that is a positive change. We didn't hear anything else about classes in particular, so there may be a couple of other things in the patch notes, but this is what they've broken down for us as of yet. They did hint to some other changes though. Universal Remote, Truth, Young Wolf's Howl, all of these are going to have some kind of change. The Scurry's artifact will not change. That's not something they had on the list, which kind of sucks in my opinion. It sounds like Shinobu's Vow is going to receive some kind of nerf, and there are also going to be some changes to Blink, which appear to be that they remove your weapon hood, so how many rounds you have in the magazine, and possibly your radar as well when you're inside of the Blink animation, so that is pretty interesting. Also some possible changes to the perk knee pads, as well as more exotic changes which are yet to be revealed inside of the patch notes. And of course this comes out next Tuesday, the 14th of February. So let me know what you guys think down below. I definitely think there are some good and some very interesting changes in there, but I'll be curious to see what you guys think in the comments. For now though, if you have enjoyed this video, a like is always appreciated. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe to see a lot more Destiny content. For now though, thanks a lot for watching, and you guys have an awesome day.